Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XII. We're off to make our way towards the smoke in the distance over there. They actually bothered to animate it, so plus points to them. Could have probably gotten away with not animating it at that small of a size and been perfectly fine when this game had come out. Bearing in mind that this game originally ran at some crazy low resolution, like 640 by 480, you could probably barely even tell that was animated, but regardless, they did it. So let's make our way over there. Now, in case you can't already tell, that is the smoke is coming from Mount Bur-Omises, which obviously is not a particularly good sign. Excuse me. A dragon-based ring. By the way, this is an Emperor Avis. I think it might be the only Emperor Avis in this zone, but I'm not entirely sure. It's basically like a normal Avis, but fancily dressed. That's literally it. That's the only difference. Anyway. Also a Slavin over here. There you go. A Slavin? A Slavin? I always call him Slavin, but I don't know if it's Slavin or Slavin. Because of the party composition we have, I'm going to employ the hold right trigger, or R2 I guess it is, and just not fight any of these enemies, and try to avoid the traps in the area as well, because there are many. I didn't want to fight those because of the fact that we have no one capable of easily and consistently hitting those flying enemies. So Mount Bur-Omises has no military to defend itself. Indeed, that is a key point. So the Numao was the short little stubby dude that was stood over here as well. Again, don't want to piss off the elemental, although we might in a moment here. I utilized the flea primarily to turn off gambits, by the way. Did someone just hit for 19 damage? Also, that was an awful noise. Hold on. Hopefully it didn't bump into the mic there. My chair slipped off of the mat because of the awful sitting position I have to be in. Because of the way I have it set up, I could probably adjust it and set it up another way, but then that has its own problems too. I have to sit at such a weird angle for the mic to be in a good spot, and to also be able to see the freaking screen. So it's a little bit awkward. I could probably fiddle with some stuff and set it up better, I don't know. I sort of want to rearrange all my stuff anyway, so maybe I'll do that today. You might notice that Moogle buggers off and leaves. Can't get chocobos here anymore. Well, apart from, this one wandering around, but the Moogle is still up there, by the way. There we go. Flying around. I think it just goes in a little triangle pattern forever, but there's really no reason for it to be up there because you can't really see it. Has Arcadia no fear of the gods? Thankfully, they left the shops here intact in case you need to purchase some things, as well as the Cartographers Guild. But it's a sad day in a movie or a video game when it's raining for no apparent reason. Why does it always rain after somewhere gets pillaged? Why is that a thing? Anyway, we can talk to the people. They're not very happy, apparently. I wonder why. There's still Imperials up in the temple. I'd steer clear if I were you. Mama. This is his mama, in case you can't tell. She's not dead. She's probably dying, though. This is basically all these people say. They're generally not in good condition. So because the Kiltias attempted to stop the soldiers as a counterpoint to their attempt to be stopped, set fire to all the tents and stuff. I don't really understand necessarily why, but Empire is evil, who would have guessed? There is one more specific person I want to talk to. You want to talk to this guy? No, I don't think he says anything useful. There's someone over here, though. Human behavior is savage and ugly. All the people over here are gone. I don't know where or how, but they're all gone. I don't know how they got out from where they were. I pray his grace is unharmed. Well, if you recall what he said before about his dream, you're probably well aware that he's not alright anymore. He's already well past the alright stage.
Our vagrant princess. Swift has your lust for revenge led you to the Sword of Kings. You will surrender it to me. Too late, and to their sorrow do those who misplace their trust in gods learn their fate.
There it is again. Fran, I don't like the look of that.
This mist. He holds a stone. It controls him as it did Mjern.
No, the power of manufactured nethicite is the power of man. A weapon forged by his wisdom who would challenge the gods themselves. A fitting blade for a true dynast king. Wraithwall did but pretend the title, a cur begging nethicite scraps from his master's table. Hark! Evilise hails her true dynast king, Vain Solidor. He shall defy the will of the gods and see the reins of history back in the hands of man. His time is nigh! The new Evilise holds no place for the name-down masker. The stain of Wraithwall's blood shall be washed clean from history's weave.
He talks very fancily for a fellow. Just like every single other fight with judges, there are other judges, as the case may be. You must kill them. Well, you don't have to, but I would recommend killing them first. Just to lower the amount of increasing or incoming damage, because he takes a sweet time getting over here at the start, so. He also starts the fight with, I believe, Protect and Shell, but well, he's getting Shell cast back on him, so at the very least, I'm pretty sure he had that. This is not my main party. This is not the party I should be doing this fight with, but I want to point out that this fight is actually relatively easy. If you have done Still Shrine of Miriam, which you have to have done to get here, this is an easy fight, so. And if you had more damage than I had, it would be even easier, but I don't, because we have Balthier, and he is very random. So he will ready Battle Cry, and then that is the sign that he is going to be very much difficult to kill momentarily. So once he reaches critical health, you might notice he blocks encounters a lot, by the way. That's most of his damage. Once he reaches critical health, he gets a defense up, an attack up, a haste. I think he gets haste. He might not get haste. But at the very least, he gets a combo up. So he will combo way, way more than he was doing prior, as you can tell. Plus, he still counters and he still parries. So his damage output goes up a lot once he reaches critical health. He also does occasionally cast blind, or cause blind. It's a really low chance. I don't really know what it is.
He set his very bones about with manufactured nethersite. The Grand Kiltius?
Wait, what about Larsa?
Gone, spirited away by Judge Brandt.
You okay?
So he was here. As for our young lordling, he went along. To avoid trouble, you see, but Judge Bergen had other ideas. He flew into a rage, and I was left to fend for myself. Please, Princess, you must permit me to take you back with me to Rosaria.
So that you can protect me?
I would lay down my life, at a single word to be sure, but I harbor no mongering delusions of valiant grandeur. Vayne has our war pavilion jumping at shadows. They favor a preemptive strike, but you will convince them otherwise. You will see that they do not start this war.
This I cannot do. Forgive me, but my errand here is not yet done. I must wield the Sword of Kings, and with it bring an end to the Dusk Shard.
This stone, do you even know what it is?
I can venture a guess. The Draclaw Laboratory in Archades. The Empire's weapons research begins and ends there. How soon do we leave?
At once. As for matters in Rosaria, I bid you luck.
So you would leave each to fend for his own. Let us hope that you are not disappointed. That's right. Larsa left a message. The differences between our two lands will fade before the shared dream of men. My leave, I take.
How do you propose we reach Archades? Arcadia's borders will be well guarded for fear of Rosarian invasion. We dare not approach by air.
And their navy will see that the coast is watched as well. No, we go afoot. We'll cross into Arcadia in the Salikawood. We can reach the wood any number of ways, but the easiest is to head north from Nalbina.
There's a hunter's camp just beyond the Salikawood. The camp sits within Arcadia's borders, so Imperial patrols there should be sparse.
Getting that far should be half the fun. Let's be sure we go prepared.
The game draws a line all the way from here through all of the zones that you would have to traverse by foot, as if the game expects you to traverse from here to Arcades entirely on foot. I ain't doing that, because that'll take a stupendous amount of time just to even get to a new area. What we're going to do is we're going to make our way down to the entrance here and utilize the teleportation crystal. Now we cannot teleport to Nalbina, despite having technically been to Nalbina, because we were only in Nalbina dungeon. What we can do, however, is teleport to Rabanaster, which puts us rather close. It's actually not much of a walk to actually get to Nalbina from Rabanaster. So the way we get there is we will talk to Horny. I am also horny if you desire to talk to me. Don't actually, though, that'd be a bit weird. Anyway, talk to them, teleport to the east gate, make our way over here. Now I should... Actually, is there a Gambit shop in Nalbina? Don't remember, actually. We're gonna wing it. If there's not, I can just come back to Rabanastre on my own time and shop at the what's it called? The thingamading. Anyway, let's speed it up. These enemies are super weak. We're just gonna blow through them. The T-Rex is still here. You can in fact fight the T-Rex now if you desired. We shall do so. There you go. We've killed the T-Rex. It gives a decent chunk of XP and 2 LP, so it's not necessarily bad to kill it on your way through here. But anyway, we'll pass through this little camp here that has basically no reason to exist apart from that one hunt. And then the way we have to go is to the northeast of this area. You might notice it is literally the only part of this map that we have not explored. It is right here, and this will take us straight to Nalbina, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Yeah, I told you it wasn't very far away. You can talk to Gertie, who exists in multiple places around the world somehow, and I don't really understand. But also, and we will come back to Nalbina many times for multiple hunts. It is a hunt hub for a fair few things, actually. Also, this is Nalbina. Nalbina is not a city. It is entirely simply a fortress, an under construction fortress at that, so. Well, I guess it's being repaired, not necessarily under construction, but. It's a rather bustling, it's a rather large fortress as well, very pretty. But it is not a city. Nalbina is essentially it's essentially Dalmasca's northern defense, as far as I understand. But anyway, this is a magic shop. What do you have? Absolutely nothing. Techniques. I got lots of things. Soul Eater, Traveler, Poach. Probably use Poach at some point. Like some better. Oh, there's a Gambit shop here. Neato. So we needed something specific. We need a few things, actually. We may as well get highest strength and highest magic. Highest defense. May as well get highest speed as well. We don't need the HP ones for now. Apart from 100, do we have 100? We do. Foe status equals oil. And then foe status equals reflect. I think that's almost all we needed. We needed something for self, didn't we? Like just self? Yeah. I don't know why we were missing that, but apparently we were. And then we probably want a self status at some point, but it doesn't matter that much. So now we can actually set up something. Oh yeah, my mages needed some help. Need more Gambit slots for them. Let's get one more Gambit slot for Ash and Bosch. I don't really care which Gambit slot I purchase, because I'm going to purchase all of them at some point. And Ash, you can have this one. And then now, we can set up a foe status equals reflect, and just tell them to attack. And then put this above all of the magic casting. So they will never cast magic at a foe that has reflect. Of course, there's limitations to this. If one enemy out of a bunch has reflect, but something else has a weakness, they'll still cast AoE magic, because that's how I have it set up. But there is limitations to basically everything I do in this game. I'll set up proper oil stuff and all of that at some point as well. Like faux fire weak oil. I still don't know if that actually works in the manner that I desire it to work, because I don't think we've fought an enemy that has fire weakness yet, which is rather annoying. But antiqued armors. Now I'm not going to purchase any of this stuff because it's not actually any good. I just wanted to show it to you. No, not. Weapons of war. There you go. These are all actually relatively early game shops, despite the fact that the only time you would naturally go to Nalbina is via the story, which is right now. They are super early game shops. I mean, technically you could get here immediately, so you could probably pick up some equipment and upgrades here. I'm not sure. Rabanastre usually has perfectly fine equipment, so. Anyway, before you leave, make sure you touch the Nalbina crystal so that you can teleport. And then we can continue on this way, which is the Mosphoran High Waste. Make your way across the high waste and you'll come out in the Salikawood. Quite fond of the star fruits you can find there. So he's talking about a caravan that hasn't shown up. I'm pretty sure we meet that caravan. They're just kind of chilling out in the middle of the high waste. Don't really know why. I can't remember if there even is a reason, but the Mosphoran High Waste is home to one of probably the later game optional bosses that you will fight. Of course, we can't get to it right now, even if we wanted to, so. I mean, we don't want to, because we will literally just die, but it is also home to an alpha wolf, which either spawns in this area or the area directly adjacent to this. I don't think it actually cares which area. There's also quite a lot of, this Slaven becomes aggroed if you, I think if you attack something near it, I don't know. It's a weird creature that just kind of exists in its little bubble. But the alpha wolf, you do have to be somewhat careful about it if you just came to this area and you're like level 24 or something around there. The alpha wolf can tear you apart. And there it is. Now on the downside, we happen to be, sorry, it's a wary wolf. On the downside, we happen to be in an area that contains an elemental at the same time, so this is going to be rather predicament. So we probably want the wary wolf down first. This thing spawns every time, by the way. It's not a rare enemy. It's a rather beefy enemy, but a rare enemy it is not. The elemental should be easy, if we can hit it. There we go. Elementals, by the way, as you can see, have essentially spikes. Hello? Oh. Oh, okay. Did I lose internet or what? What do you mean cannot verify and license? What are you on about? What does this mean? What does it do? Where's my echo herbs? There we go. I need to sort my inventory at some point. There we go. Anyway, what does this mean? Suspending in 15 minutes. I mean, that nonsense. I'm going to quickly traverse the area to get to the save point, I guess? I mean, it said suspending and not closing. I did have a power outage, so it probably freaked out PSN. I don't know. I do still have internet. I'll just save and then restart the console at some point here, if we can get to it. It's right through here, so it's not like we're far away. A drop of throat wolf blood. What? Anyway, here we are. This is where all the people are as well. The caravan. I don't remember if they say anything, but let's go ahead and save. And then I guess I will be back. This one. I think. I don't know. I guess I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, we're back. I guess. I don't know what that message was about, but we can go ahead and explore this area a little bit. There is a shop here. Some caravanners. So he mentions one of the shrines, I believe it's that one over there where his head is, still gets water, but none of the other ones do. A strange scent permeates the air. We can do, I think we can do nothing with these for now, but even if we wanted to do something with these, it would be stupid because the only reason to do something with them is to get access to the boss that is optional and also like level 60, so, you know, trade-offs and all that jazz. If you need levels, for instance, hitting level 30 here isn't a bad plan. If you need levels, this zone is a good place to get it because you can traverse between the save point via the path that I am taking right here and the entrance to this area and constantly reset all the enemies, including the large wolf. The wary wolf, as it were. I think it should have reset it. I don't know where it is, but you can reset all the enemies and then fight them all again, and it's pretty good XP and relatively easy. The only thing you have to worry about is when the elemental is out and about. Sometimes these wolves are berserk, by the way. This wary wolf. Note that we have Lyra, but you can't see the level or health of this wolf. You never can. It's just, it's a thing. You can't see its health ever, so don't worry about the fact that that doesn't work. But anyway, you can loop through the areas that I went and then down to the southern area and then out to Nalbina and then back to the save, and you can do that forever. And it's pretty good XP, but I'm not going to do that for now. The scout sells us the map of the Mossforan High Waste, which I will purchase to show you something. I saw a giant bomb deep in the Salikawood. That is an optional boss that you can completely ignore if you feel like it. We, however, will be attempting to fight it. So this little floating island right in the center of the screen, roughly, which has no connections, is the puzzle part of this map that involves those shrines with the odd scent. That is also where the boss is. We have no desire to be there, but, you know, it's a thing. You can also get access to that via one of the shrines, and that gives you a shortcut back down. There's a complicated route system around this area that we're not going to be taking advantage of. We got some thieves' cubs with cuffs, which are pretty good. Now this area has two paths. One of them has a bunch of birds, so we're going to change our party because we're going to fight all of the enemies here. One of them has a bunch of birds, and the other path has a bunch of snakes, mostly. Maybe entirely snakes, I don't know. But we're going to kill everything because Bosch can literally assassinate these creatures rather quickly. It's actually astonishing. And they give good XP. Unfortunately, because of the weather, there's an elemental in this zone. It's kind of annoying how that works, but that's okay. We're gonna run away? Never mind, we aggroed it. So instead, we're going to fight it. And we're going to have Bosch use an echo herb. There they are. Stopped right on it. On Pinello, so that she can heal us. She'll probably get silenced again, yeah. Unfortunately, that's how these things work. They're not hard to fight at this level because we match their level. If you fight them too early, they will kill you. The really only annoying thing is the fact that they... Echo drops, echo herbs. Is that they continuously silence people, and it's rather annoying. Oh, she's still silenced. That's right. And now Vaughn is dead. God dang it, man. That doesn't matter. Just throw an echo herb on Pinello. Get Vaughn back up, please. There we go. That could have gone better, but you know. She spends very little MP to cast Cura now, so we can sustain ourselves pretty competently. She is, however, going to take 10 hours to cast haste on everyone, as is tradition. And now we're going to fight the rest of the creatures in this area. Now that the elemental has left us alone, we can pick up the treasure and whatnot. Now the ghillie boots, ghillie, I don't know. Those increase your speed by 10, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it makes you very much noticeably faster than you were before. Please come here. Thank you. We couldn't fight it because it was too far away. For instance, if I wanted to, I could, say, equip him with these. So his speed goes from 27 to 37, which should put him the top by far, yeah. So we can slow the game down a wee bit and have a bit of a sample here where we fight things and look at his little speed gauge. Actually fight something. So just keep an eye on how quickly it fills up here. And then we will unequip it. Oops. It's not a massive difference, but it does add up. We'll unequip it and then fight again, and you can see the difference in his speed there. It's actually very nice equipment. It's probably one of my favorite equipment for just general, I keep hitting that, just general use. Because more speed when fighting basic enemies like this. More speed in general is good, but... Vanilla has died. I pulled too many things. More speed when fighting basic enemies and grinding and stuff like that means you have basically zero risk of taking much damage because you can kill the enemies before they have time to attack. It's very nice. Anyway, just trying. Can't do anything with it. Sort of just exists in its own little world there. There's also a bunch of snakes around here that we can fight. And collect their hides, which are good for selling, and you will probably want quite a lot of gil at this point in the game. Because soon we will be replacing all of our gear as well as spending some gil on miscellaneous things. Now I haven't traversed this whole area, you've noticed. We will be back in this zone, don't worry about it, to traverse those other areas. There is a wild chocobo in this zone that you can get with some Geisel greens if you have them and if you desire it. But it doesn't really have much of a purpose besides existing, so if you don't really, if you don't have a Geisel green, don't worry about it, it's not necessary for anything. I wish those would stop using kamikaze. It's rather annoying to have my 3,000 experience taken away from me because the enemy decides to kill itself, but whatever. Flying enemies always give more experience because they always have more health, and they're generally more difficult to fight. But they are good for leveling if there's an area with a lot of them and you have a means of hitting them, they're pretty good for XP for levels. Anyway, this is Salikawood. Salikawood is an awful place for getting XP. It's a great place for dying if you feel like fighting the bomb, which we're gonna fight. You don't need to. There's literally no reason to fight the bomb, but So this zone has these things. You might notice it's a dramatically higher level than we are. For some reason, I'll try it because I took his thing off. His bangle. There we go. Say for some reason we can't see their level, but these guys are level mid-30s, so I would recommend getting level 30 before you continue past this zone. But these particular enemies are not difficult. They're just a relatively high level. They also don't give much XP. 356. Woo! But before we fight the bomb and before we continue past this area, I will be going back to the prior area and fighting some enemies for levels. So there's a save point here. There's an orange crystal for teleportation very slightly further into the zone. It's like two areas in or something, I don't know, but it's not very far either way. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and save the game, end it here, get some XP on my own time, and then we will continue from there. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you next time.